There is virtually no end to the various interpretations as to what the entry of Bobby Kennedy Jr. as a third party candidate, what this means, whether he's a libertarian or a fresh green party, whatever the hell the difference is. What does it mean ultimately? Now, I don't want to be one of these folks who always says, I told you so, but I partly told you so and have been openly fantasizing about what this would mean if it happened and why it's important. Now, let me explain. First, before we get started, understand a few things here. I am speaking as a realist, a political atheist, a person who is not a leftist or a rightist or a Democrat or a Republican, but somebody who wants to destroy and pulverize that which is this iteration of insanity called the Democratic Party or woke party or whatever the hell that you refer to it as. Okay, you got that? I'm not a conservative, I'm not a liberal. I just want to destroy whatever this parasitic virus is called the Democratic Party. That's simple. That's simple. But first, my dear friend, let me ask you something. I always must do this, and you know this is pretty much par for the course. Please subscribe to this channel. Please like this video. Please hit that little bell so you're notified of live streams and new videos. And let me tell you very quickly of our great sponsors. Number one, we have a special deal from our great friends at My Patriot Supply. Specifically, if you go to preparewithlionel.com right now, while this lasts, you can save 25%. Take 25% off of a 3-month emergency food kit. This is the deal of a lifetime. This is a great introductory kind of a starter program. 25% off if you go to preparewithlionel.com. Preparewithlionel.com. And of course, our great friends at mypillow.com. What do you have to say about them? Use promo code Lionel and get a free gift. Tautological, perhaps, but nonetheless, it's a free gift. No purchase necessary. And feast your eyes on the virtual endless litany, the potpourri, the pastiche, the myriad, the mosaic of items to luxuriate, from pillows and quilts to blankets, slippers, the whole shebang. mypillow.com, promo code Lionel. And by the way, both of those links are listed here. Okay, first and foremost, if I could speak with Bobby Kennedy Jr., and I wish I could, I would talk to him like I would somebody who deals with hostage negotiating. I would find out what is it about Bobby Kennedy Jr. that provides this motivation. He's 69 years old. He is the scion, the dauphin, the eldest, actually the penultimate, or the penultimate, because I think it's Kathleen or somebody is older technically, but he's the man in the house. He is it. And they're treating him like absolute garbage. Why? Because he dares to run against the Democratic machine. And right now, you have won my heart, sir. The enemy of my enemy is indeed you. Now, is he to be trusted? That's a tough word. Does he have ideas and thoughts that are contrary to that which we believe? Probably. I'm sure his Second Amendment positioning is not up to my standards, but what are you going to do? But here's how it works. Think of it in terms of numbers. You have right now this thing called the Democratic Party. Now they've had a stranglehold on those people who used to be called liberals and progressives. Now what they do and what they stand for is basically a very interesting concept. They were a party that were taken over by this radical woke left group of whatever you want to call these people. And they are frightening. This new iteration, this new version. I don't know what they are right now. Friends of mine who are noble and great and loyal and terrific liberals in the type and moderates, or whatever you want to call these names, don't mean anything. They don't recognize any of this, banning ceiling fans and puberty blockers and all of that routine. Okay. As I have told you for years now, seems like forever, and people laugh, Gavin Newsom is going to be the nominee. And it appears all but obvious. Now, people are toying with the idea, would Kamala Harris switch places and replace Feinstein, thus leaving the position open for vice president, to which Gavin Newsom quits and then joins and moves over? I mean, you could theoretically do this. I think it's very unlikely. I think it's extremely unlikely. And I think that one of the things that people want to do, believe it or not, you may laugh at this, this may be against conventional wisdom, but my sources tell me that the folks who are of the donor class, the big shots in the Democratic Party, want nothing to do with Kamala Harris. She is old. They want to revise this. They want to say, okay, we're gonna make this is gonna look as different as possible with the addition of Gavin Newsom. But let's go back to this. Bobby Kennedy's always said, I'm a Democrat. I'm not going to ever go independent. He is. Gavin Newsom says, I'm not going to ever step down. It's going to be Biden. He will. Let me just explain this to you. They're not lying. They will always say, at the time I said this, then at that time, conditions were such that it meant that such and such. Okay. But things are different now. My party needs me now, as John Maynard Keynes said, when the facts change, it changed my opinion, or as AOC says, Milton Keynes. In any event. So that's what's going to happen. Either way, Bobby's third party is going to be Newsom and that sort of thing. Now, what happens? Imagine you are a Democrat versus a Republican. Do you think Bobby Kennedy would appeal more to you if you were a Democrat or if you were a Republican? What does Bobby Kennedy provide to you that Trump doesn't? If you're a Republican, the answer is nothing. Nothing. Now, don't get me wrong. Bobby Kennedy is a wonderful hybrid. He's a fascinating alternative to the usual stuff that's going on. But what does he really? It's hard to say what he actually, truly, honestly provides for the Republican. What is he known for? First of all, he is not a vaccination conspiracy theorist or an anti-vaxxer. That's not even true. The only thing that he does that might be a little bit better, I think, than Trump might be more of an anti-war, kind of an anti-NATO, but that's about it. I'm also going to tell you that he appears much better to the left because his stance certainly on abortion, climate change, he'll make some titular reference to that. No. Be not mistaken. He's going to pull Democrats away. Democrats who say, well, this guy I can at least listen to. He's smart. He's intelligent. He's not boneheaded. I can keep my Democratic bona fides, maintain my allegiance while sticking with him. That means those votes go to him, thus changing the dynamic of the Trump, and Trump will be the nominee, allowing Trump's numbers to proportionally now be greater, and thus handing the vote. And by the way, to Trump, and if anything affects the 270 vote, affects the 270 vote, it goes to the House, where each delegation gets one vote. You need 26. Each state has one vote. You need 26 votes, and Trump's the president. Trump, who never would have won an election, a primary, a caucus, electoral college, nothing. Now, all of these things are still theoretically possible. But be not mistaken. Bobby Kennedy is upset, and rightfully so. And he has basically been mistreated at levels nobody could ever understand. And this is precisely my dream and my fantasy. We'll talk more about this. Okay? And do me a big, big favor right now. Do me a big favor. What do you think about this? I want to hear your brilliant words as you comment, as you see fit.